be something better out there. Love and compassion. The day is coming. Hi guys, welcome to Nine's Corner, or welcome back. I'm glad to have you here. Thank you for joining me. So, I normally don't share these kind of things with you guys too often, but I was talking to my girlfriend and I said to her, you know, I don't know whatever the word you want to use for it, messages or hits or what have you. I generally get them like through music or numbers or words, or just like, it's just sort of all over the place, but music is like a really big one. So today, and for the last few days, I have been inundated with Tina Turner's We Don't Need Another Hero. We don't need another hero. It's an excellent, excellent song. But there's one part of the song where it goes, love and compassion, their day is coming. And it's just like something, it's just... It creates this feeling like we don't need another hero. We don't need more people to lose their lives to war. It's time for us to move on, you know? It's just, I felt so empowered, and I actually used it as my opening for getting ready for my readings. I just felt that energy so strong. So the second thing being that, like I said, there's oftentimes numbers will come to me. And because I do numerology, but it's only to a small extent, you know, I have a very limited knowledge of it. But I was kind of looking at the month of April, and I thought the month of April is a 4, which has to deal with stability. So then I used my numerology the way I use it. And so I just wrote this down. So April is the 4th month. For me, that's your karma number. So that says that the 4, which is like a chair, picture a 4-legged chair as your stability, that when it's your karma number, it means that there's instability. It means that there's indecision, that you're not being neutral in the situation. Then we have, say, I picked the 4th day of April, only because it's another 4 and because of the way the numbers worked out. But I thought, okay, another 4 puts another layer of stability. So I'm looking at it as I feel something significant is going to happen in the month of April when I try to numerologically, I don't even know if that's a word, but when I tried to do it numerology for each day, this was the day that kind of said, there's something here. So if you look at the 4th day is your soul number. So with a 4, that is 2 opposing sides that's threatening your stability. With the 2 4s together, that brings 8. That brings money, energy. That's like, you know, the big things in life. When you look at the year, it's 2022, which is the year of 6, the year of family, the year of prayer, the year of justice. So no matter what your religion or non-religion or whatever it is, whether you use prayer, song, you know, because I mean, I truly believe, I'll be honest, like I use some of my music, some of the songs that I know and love, I use them almost as prayers. Like I have music around me all the time, 24/7. It's the language that works for me. So when you add all this date together, you get the path of 5. Now, the path of 5 is all about sacrifice, chaos, indulgence. It's about that inner balance, trying to strike that inner balance. But the only way to get balanced is for you to have to face things straight off, and it's you don't know what's going to happen. That's the 5. So that's the date that kind of resonates with me. So I thought, well, I could mention it to you guys and then try to do a reading and see, is there anything that's going to come of that date? Now, I mean, I say April 4th. I actually mean the month of April, because the month of April is the 4 instability. We're looking at everything happening in the world right now, and we're into March, and nothing's gonna stop tomorrow. So is the reason why this date or this month is important for some reason? Like, I'm really getting tapped into it, and as soon as I start thinking about the April, we don't need another hero. We don't need another hero. It's like it's in my head. Like, somehow April is going to be an important month. So I thought, let's just look at April 4th, because I thought, do the double fours. Let's look and see. Is there something leading up to or just after April 4th coming? Is there something that the universe wants us to know about? We'll pull 3 cards. We'll pull one for the main message, one for what's good about it, and one for what's bad, and we'll just see what we can come up with. So, for the main message, we got the stars. Hope. The main message here is about hope, about connection, about coming together, the power of the people, the power of family. What's going for it? We have the Ace of Wands. A beginning, something new started. The Ace of Wands is the Fred Flintstone. Bang! So maybe what's going for it is that there's going to finally be some kind of change, stoppage, something to do with what's happening with what's going on in the world, specifically with Putin's war. Ace of Wands, fire. Ace of Wands, beginning. What's going against it? The Hermit. The Hermit. Something that we don't know about. There's something that is not getting light, that we're not being informed about, or that people aren't seeing. There's something here. I gotta pull another card. 3 of Pentacles, the conclusion to a plan. The Hermit could be looking at Putin as being isolated. So what's going against it is the isolation of Putin. A plan. Justice. And the Knight of Pentacles. I just feel like April is going to be a really important month for good or bad, about the stability of where we are, especially in dealing with Ukraine. I'm feeling like Putin is feeling very isolated, and that there's an Ace of Wands here, so somehow in the beginning of April, something's going to happen. I don't know if that's NATO or the Western, or maybe Russia's gonna, bomb Poland, and the next thing, NATO will get involved. But there's a pre-planning here. And it's weird because I kind of feel like the pre-planning has to do with planning towards Putin. I think Putin's a very marked man, and he has to be very careful. And I think there's planning about some kind of involvement, some kind of more involvement in the future, that it's going to come down to justice. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slow and steady bringing in of help, but behind the scenes trying to, I mean, I'm sure this is about NATO not wanting to get directly involved, but are we for some reason, because I mean, the star, I you know, obviously I think of it as hope, but then I'm just going to tell you what the cards tell me. I mean, no matter if I tell you or not, I'm going to get myself in trouble. Star Wars. Okay. Page of Swords. There's going to be information coming out. I think this could be the beginning of April, maybe the first, you know, is going to be a pivotal time of change. Something's going to change in the Ukraine and Putin's war. Something's going to happen. There's going to be the beginning of something in the isolation of him. There is a plan. The plan is going towards him, the fire of him. Justice, doing it for just reasons, just the Knight of Pentacles, the slow bargaining, the slow bringing together. And this could be NATO and the Western alliances and everybody just kind of saying, you know what, we want to help people. We want to be there for people, but we just can't start World War III because with all the nukes, who knows what's going to happen. So there's just so much. But with the Page of Swords here, that is information coming out. I just feel like something significant is going to happen in April. What do you guys think? Because I don't feel like this. My cards don't feel when I look at my cards, it doesn't feel like this is going to be a war that's going to go on for years and years and years. It just feels like, Anyway, so something happening in Ukraine. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, has gone to Europe. He has had a meeting with Boris Johnson and the Dutch Prime Minister. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. So they were talking about peace and security and humanitarian relief. And they were definitely talking about oil prices, which I don't have to tell you guys. We talked about it for months about prices going up. We're looking at oil prices, food prices, like all services are going up. So I just want to see, is there more to Justin Trudeau being in Europe than considering Trudeau is going over during such a unstable time, right? He is the Prime Minister of Canada. It's scary to think of him being over there. So, look, what is there more to it than meets the eye? What's happening, guys? We got the Ace of Cups. So they're definitely there for the purpose of getting on the same page. Definitely 100% part of this is the humanitarian effect. They want to have talks, get together. There is a real want for everybody to kind of get on the right side of history, to make sure that they're doing what's best to keep everybody from getting to World War III, but at the same time, they can see the human pain, suffering. Six of Pentacles, the sharing of information, the sharing of ideas, the sharing of the lines. When you have something like this, of this magnitude happening in this world, you're going to have number 1, 2, 3, or A, B, C of in the event of this is what we'll do. These are our plans. Six of Wands. So I'm going to be honest. I think part of why Justin Trudeau is there is for the humanitarian. It is for the sharing of information and for the sharing of plans. But I think this is also to make sure he bolsters Canada as an important player within NATO, that we're one of the originals. I think this is to make Canada, or to make Canada seen on the big scene. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to make Canada to make Canada present on the world stage. That's what I'm trying to say. The Four of Wands. Look, I'm telling you, they have a plan. There's some kind of information that they're sharing. They're looking at how can we mitigate what's happening to the least amount of hurt and pain. Because to see the world to see the war happening in real time is beyond. I can't tell you how many times I broke down in tears watching mothers and children and grandmothers, and I can't imagine having to leave. No, we're not even going to talk about it because I'm going to start crying. But you know what I'm saying. And this is about reunification with families. It's the intent of, when this happens, how do we reunify people? This is about coming together with understanding, about helping with refugees. There's a lot here. I know we could easily say, oh, this is all smoke and mirrors just to, look good and what have you. And oftentimes political people are farting in the wind and not getting too much done. But I think there's more to it than we know. The Knight of Cups. Coming together with an offer. There's a feeling of trying to get behind, like you don't want to be behind. You want to get ahead of this, have your plans in place and have offerings in place to allow for Putin to have outs. Whether Putin will take them that's up to him. But that is what their function is creating. And with the Knight of Cups, I think there must be, and there is, a lot of conversation about oil, about trying to get away from the supply and need from Russia and moving it elsewhere, and not just moving it to oil, but using it for other energy, whether it be wind or solar or what have you. Strength. So, Justin Trudeau, to my mind, is showing that Canada is there. Canada is present, has been present, will be present, and will help to the best of their ability. That they're showing strength. They're showing the community getting together. That this message to Putin of the outside looking in, not being completely blind to what's happening. We got the Wheel of Fortune. They really have. They've planned for every contingency that can happen, but Putin is the wheel. We don't know which way he's going to turn, but they're certainly making sure that, the alliances are there, that the pressure is there, that information is there, the sharing. The Nine of Cups, I really feel that and the cards are good for saying that there's going to be some kind of wish fulfilled. I have so much I'd like to be able to say, but I'm afraid to say it because let's just keep reading along. Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Four. April. 4, stability. This is all leading up to stability. Opportunity for wishes fulfilled. My wishes fulfilled came by the Wheel of Fortune. When I capped the Wheel of Fortune, it automatically made me bring up Putin. I think that Putin has to be very, very, very careful. He is a marked man. I think it's very possible that any plan that's going towards Putin may in fact be successful and will break down the stability and I got a feeling, I'm just going to put it out there, I could be wrong, but I just feel like April is going to be a really important month. The beginning of April is going to be a really important month. The Queen of Pentacles, this is the taking care of. For certain, Trudeau is over there for so many reasons, but at the end of the day, behind all of it, and you know, there's always more than one reason to do something, but this is about showing almost like a motherly caring, a motherly love towards the refugees, towards our fellow human, really be stepping up and trying to show a humanitarian hand towards those who are suffering. So I think this is about giving money, giving advice, giving a plan, and, you know, really, instead of being caught and saying, oh no, we didn't know what Putin was going to do, they're actually trying to get together and plan it, which I'm sure has to be hard with all the different players and stuff, but at least it looks like there's some real positive things happening. And as you can see, not a lot of negative cards here. So I think when we see the strength card, we're seeing that NATO and everybody outside of Russia has come together in strength, that the strength is there, that there is this possibility. As I've said before, I think there's heartache, pain, suffering, but through it, with the 5 is teaching. And we're going to learn a hard lesson through all of this. We're going to come together in strength, though. I truly believe it. I truly believe it. I think that is probably the message from us, seeing them get together. Because whatever you think of the person individually, whether you like Boris, whether, you know, at least there's something being done. You know, God willing, something's being done in the name of humanity towards these poor souls that are off and out. I can't imagine the fear. God bless them. Okay. So for my last question, I thought I'm going to answer one that was asked of me. What's up with Merrick Garland? That was it. What's up with Merrick Garland? So we haven't read on him in a while, and I thought, let's have a look and see, because the Donald Trump story is definitely heating up, even though our focus is elsewhere and needs to be elsewhere for now. We still got to keep an eye on what's happening with Donald. And Merrick Garland being on the job for a while now. He didn't do anything up till now. So let's see, has anything changed? What's happening with him now? What's happening with Merrick Garland? Is he going to come down with his own set of criminal references or what, however? What's happening? 8 of Wands, quick movement, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. 8 of Wands, so we definitely have quick movement information. I think Merrick Garland is going to get on the go soon. Soon, 246. I do think so. The World. Okay, what has been slowing Merrick Garland down from really attacking the Trump and Trump org is because of what's been going on in the world events. I know that we've done previous readings where we kind of said, you know, the reality is that, you know, in 2020, they barely got a majority, and you've got Manchin and Sinema holding up the whole situation. So God, I'm grateful that he didn't go and put this information out last year, because it probably would have been stopped by those idiots. So there's going to be movement. There's going to be information coming forward. But what's stopping it right now is what's happening in the world. I think it's partly to do with everything that we've been going through with the pandemic, but now especially with everything that's happening in Ukraine. Underneath it all, the Queen of Wands, he's got his ducks in a row. In the past, the Seven of Pentacles. Patience, patience. I'm telling you, Merrick Garland, and I'm sure we did this in previous readings, but I think he was waiting on the right time. He wasn't going to let people push him into doing something that he wasn't ready to do. He knew that there was a better time, and that time is coming up, because I think that's why we got the Eight of Wands. The only reason why we're not seeing something is this World card, because of what's happening right now. On top of it, Justice. Justice is on top of it. So on the top of his mind, he's thinking about justice. He's thinking about making sure he's got all his ducks in a row so that he can go after Trump. I'm thinking that with the January 6th committee and all the other avenues that they can go after Trump, that maybe he's saying, you know what, I know what I'm doing right now in the world. This is everything that's happening in this world right now is kind of holding, but justice is there. We're waiting for it. Timing has to be on point. The Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Justice is blind, but there's the weighing out of two situations. Something delay, waiting on the just. I think that he's waiting on the other committees to kind of bring in their information. Or maybe there's something, or maybe because of another, like the January 6th committee, maybe because of whatever they come up with, it might help his case. But it's like with the Two of Swords there's the waiting on putting out the information. It's like the sword could cut either way, so they would rather have something come out before it. Like he is being super, super cautious, super cautious. Four of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, and Judgment being the outcome. Okay, the Four of Wands, I really believe that he has what he needs to successfully go after Trump. I think because if you look at this, he's trying to separate himself from the White House. He wants to separate himself from what's happening because he wants it to be clear and just. He doesn't want there to be and we just said, justice is blind. You got to be blind to it. So he's holding back on purpose. He's not doing this because he doesn't know better. He's got a plan. The people around him are waiting, hoping, God, please, please give us something. Get him in trouble. Get him in jail. Do something. Somebody, please. And the Seven of Wands, it's like, relax, everybody. It will come in its time. He knows what he's doing. He can see everybody's barbing him, saying, come on, come on. But he's just like, I'm at peace. I know what I need to do. And our ending card is Judgment. Judgment. Do you see the cards? We got Judgment. We got Justice. Donald Trump. I mean, they're as far as Merrick Garland goes, he is trying to do what is true, what is right, what is going to ensure justice. Do not worry. Do not worry. So that'll be our reading for tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I have our unity candle lit for each and every one of us. And until the next time we chat, cheerio. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, subscribe and unsubscribe and subscribe again in case you're not getting notifications and all that good stuff. All right. Thank you. Take care.